Howdy, I'm Tandy. Today we're going to be playing a little bit of Pioneer. And the deck we got for you is a little Esper Legends featuring the Greasefang combo. So for those of you unfamiliar with Greasefang, a Kiba boss, 3 mana for a 4/3. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may return a vehicle card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste. Return to its owner's hand at the beginning of your next end step. When you're playing Greasefang, your primary goal is to put a big vehicle into the graveyard. And the two big vehicles we're going to be using are Parhelion, which is the primary win condition. This combined with Greasefang allows you to attack for 13 while generating 8 power worth of flying angels that stay around. The Parhelion itself will return to your hand at the end of turn, but usually the damage is done, and it's so hard to come back from an early Greasefang on Parhelion that the focal point for every game against Greasefang is killing the Greasefang before it can get off. If you don't kill the Greasefang before it gets off, usually you lose. And that's kind of the gist with this deck. Greasefang Parhelion is the end goal, but it's not the only thing we got going on in this build. The other vehicle we're using is going to be Sky Sovereign Console Flagship. Because we are a little more mid-range, this can be cast pretty easily for 5 mana, and it can be crewed relatively easily as well. But when you bring it back with Greasefang, it's still, enters play, kill something, you activate it to attack, kill something else, and hit for 6. And then next turn you can cast it pretty easily for free, usually. That's kind of the why Sky Sovereign's in the deck. It's kind of bridging the gap, gives you a few more vehicles for Greasefang to return, while also just being a reasonable card to cast on its own. The rest of this build of the deck is less focused on graveyard synergies and way more focused on just utilizing the Esper Legends package that we've seen in Standard. For example, we have things like Plaza of Heroes, which can cast all our legends as well as protect them. We have Odawara, Soaring City, and other channel lands like Uganjo, Cetus, the Empire, which get reduced on the channel cost by having more legends in play. And as you can see, our deck is full of legends. And like that, we also have Takanuma doing the same thing, and returning Greasefang to your hand for 1 or 2 mana usually is very powerful. This build uses a Scroll of Defector Might to protect the Greasefang Akiba boss. The ideal start for this deck is something like Scroll on 1, Ronan 2, loot Parhelion, Greasefang, loot again, and then hopefully put Parhelion into play. Scrub is also great for protecting hate bears like Thalia Garden of Thraben, which are super nice because our deck doesn't really play that many instant sorceries, doesn't really play that many non-creatures, because we are a legend deck with Mox Amber. And so Thalia doesn't really hurt us too badly, while it hammers our opponent pretty hard, and especially so when we can protect it with Scrub. We have Thought Seasons, which can disrupt our opponent, but on occasion we will target ourselves to put a Parhelion or Sky Sovereign into the graveyard so that our Greasefang does something super cool. We have a couple of copies of Valentin, Dean of the Vein. This is more so to enable Mox Amber and the legendary lands. But I would not think that this is going to be that impactful overall. It's just like increasing the density of legends. If you wanted to cut this for something else, I don't think that would be that big of a deal. I would maybe add a third Mox Amber and maybe another land. 28 lands might seem like a lot, but the Mox Embers kind of count as like half land, so it's more like 25 lands, which I think it's fine for a deck like this that's trying to curve out 1, 2, 3, 4. Rona Herald of Invasion. We've seen this a lot in my Rona combo decks where we use it with Mox Amber and Retraction Helix to generate infinite blue and infinite bounces. But in this build, we're kind of just using it the fair way, like as intended. We're going to be looting. We're going to be casting Legends to untap and loot some more. We're going to use that looting effect to pitch Parhelion, pitch Sky Sovereign, and the draw effects are going to be used to churn Shieldred to draw a bunch of cards to gain life. That's kind of the trick in the standard version, and we're porting it to Pioneer because we get to play Greasefang in the shell with a couple of essentially free looting effects with Rona and Rafine. And lastly, we are going to talk about Rafine. This 3 mana 1/4 flying ward says whenever you attack, target tag creature connives X, where X is the number of attacking creatures, and then you can draw and discard that many. And usually you're just looking to discard Parhelions and Sky Sovereigns. This deck has been on the docket for a while. Thanks to Viper Fang for supplying the list. We're going to be running it through a league and see how it does. We got the 1-drop Thoughtseize. My Thoughtseize on 1, just because the Valentine doesn't seem like it's that necessary. We're going to hold the Takanuma for as long as we can. Proctor Deluge. This will just take Proctor. The Sage is interesting in that deck. So it's the blue-white Lotus Field deck, but I really don't understand. I guess they have green off of Lotus Field, but what's up, Ryan? I will still hold the. Now that we know they're a control deck, we can just hold the Rafine for a minute. If we draw Shield Red, I might play that before we play what you calls it. All right, so they played Thespian Stage, Hallowed Fountain. I will go Rafine first since we can get the Greasefang online next turn. Let's hope the Rafine. Yeah, it's gonna resolve. Thanks. Impulse is fine. All right, gonna loot Parhelion away. Next turn, we're threatening to hit for a bunch. Now, we might not Greasefang next turn, depending on what lands they have up. They're definitely not going to be playing Absorb, but they might have another counterspell in their deck. I'm going to have to try to figure out what we want to play around. All right, I'm going to go Thalia. We're going to ruin their life with a Thalia and just pressure them this way. And then hopefully at some point they tap out and we just blast them with the Greasefang. All right, we'll go Rafine. I'm going to target the Valentine. Even though this has Ward, the Rafine is much more important. Discard the Odawara. Hold up the Plaza next turn. We can go ahead and play it though. They're going to copy a land. Copy the Howled Fountain. Okay, well, they can't Verdict us this turn. They can temporary lockdown, but it will leave the Rafine, and then we go Akiba plus Parhelion. Okay, now we just go for Greasefang attacks. We should be good. All right, so let's go Thoughtseize you. So we'll just take Teferi. Black, white, white. Gotta put a stop on our beginning combat before I forget. Screw it with the Greasefang. Attack with everybody. We'll go. This will target Alia. And then the Parhelion tokens will come in attacking, so Rafine gets to do a little more. We get discard 6. All right, so they block here. They take 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. They're dead. GG. Spell pierces in. I don't mind like Ray. Each opponent can't cast non-creature spells with mana value greater than the number of lands that player controls. An opponent casts a spell if no mana is spent to cast it, counter it. So maybe this Sky Sovereign's gonna come out. Something like Pierce, Silence. These are all fine. I don't mind the Valentines in the matchup because of how they help ramp with the Mox Ambers, but because they are just kind of weak, I think that they're just going to be my first look for cutting most of the time. Thought seasons are good. The Silence might just save my life, but it doesn't stop discontinuity, which I don't like. So I think I'll just go Lavinia Spell Pierce. All right, we're here for game number 2. We're going to be on the draw with a pretty solid opener. We got Thoughtseize into Thalia, into Rafine, into Sheoldred. So really excellent opener. Big shout out to Brainstorm Brewery Podcast. Thank you so much for being a sponsor of the Tandy stream. We are happy to have your support. Our first episode of our new podcast went up. We made our Discord. Just getting everything situated, make sure everything works. You know, that's the hard part. All right, so Thoughtseize, we're going to go for Skrelv. Skrelv's going to be able to protect the Thalia, which is cool. Played Undo Skyrune, so 8-man destroy all non-land permanents, but it has the ability to enter the battlefield tapped as a land. Very cool. I've never seen that one. Maybe I have seen it, but it's just been a minute. All right, let's go Thalia, and we'll use Skrelv to just protect it from removal, probably. Nice. Flamestoker. That's the 1-drop, right? The wizard. That one's cool. So they're just going to sack some lands. All right, so they're not going to be able to sweep us next turn. Let's go for Rafine. Go white, blue, black. And then we can sweep them next turn before they get the... All right, I am going to go ahead and attack with both to get an extra damage and to get an extra, what you calls it? Extra loot. Next turn we can go double Thoughtseize maybe. Just discard the lands, keep the Thoughtseizes. Ruh-roh. Oh, Doomscar. Tap Sparas. No answer to Sheoldred, please. All right, I'm going to start with the Thoughtseize. See what they do. They're probably going to go like Deluge, but then we can take something and then see if we want to Thoughtseize or hold up Takenuma. All right. Yeah, game name, but it's not like you're playing it over Soulscar, right? You're just playing it in addition, and you can't play more than 4. So, all right, we'll play the Seacrum Ghost. We'll say go. So their hand is just a land, right? A ganja. If I attack, they'll eat it, so we'll just not attack. All right, here's a token. This game is going to be harder to win, even though we ripped their hand apart. It's like Shieldred versus Planeswalker, but they have a lot of great top decks. They don't have a lot of time, though. If I attack, they could go like block plus a ganja. If we untap, we can use this to give indestructible and hexproof. We'll take the 3. Actually, that means they can probably deal the next turn, so we'll just go for Takanuma. If they go for, we'll block it if they go for it again, and then we'll use Plaza to protect it from the Aganjo. But if I attack, they go block Aganjo, I give a hexproof, it saves it from the Aganjo, but then next turn they can minus the Wandering Emperor, and then our position's shattered. I do like Spikefield quite a bit in the deck, for whatever that's worth. Plaza of Heroes being able to trade for their Aganjo slash most of their turn here is pretty nice for me. All right, so they're going to make a blocker. We're not going to attack again. We're just going to keep letting Shieldred do its thing. They got 1 card left. So we can go Takanuma plus Thalia here. That might be okay. Okay, well now we'll just main phase it and we'll go for something cool. Like, hopefully it's something real big, but it's just Rafine. Rafine's good enough. White, blue, black. So we can attack, but I think I'm just gonna keep chilling. The Shieldred just bricks the Wandering Emperor pretty well if I don't attack, right? Cycle Shark Typhoon, that's fine for me. Yeah, I don't mind Fire Impulse in the deck. You do play less like a burn deck and more like a interactive deck with a bunch of card draw and stuff, you know. Thespian Stage can copy Lotus Field. We'll block the Shark Typhoon, I guess. All right, so let's attack with both. They won't be able to kill either, and we have Plaza of Heroes. And they'll have to chump block the Rafine with the Shark, and then we can just protect. Keep the Thalia. 1, 2, 3, activate. So we can activate and play Thalia. Nice. This card looks interesting. I'll pull it up. We'll look at it after the game, after the match. So here's the block a block. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, activate. Okay. Yep. Maybe I should have. I guess it didn't matter. If I lead with Thalia, they just cast that in response, right? So, all right. So let's play the Thalia, and now we can activate a Plaza to protect Shieldred. They'll go to 3. Let's hope they don't have Farewell. Farewell would be annoying. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's always Farewell, huh? Great. All right, we have the turn 3 potential here, so we're gonna go for it. Is Valentine for active attack? Valentine is just because it's a 1-mana legend. I don't think it really does much. It's probably gonna be cut. This is more of like a donation deck type of deal. I'll start with Rona. We have a free loot next turn if we get to untap with it. I mean, yeah, it wasn't necessarily GG. I have 1 Shieldred left in the deck. The moment I conceded, I kind of wish I hadn't, but I value my time. All right, so it's probably going to have Doomscar next turn. Discard Parhelion, go Mox. Guess we'll just go for. Guess we'll just go for Greasefang. Keep up. I draw blue source. Scroll. Is this another blue eye control deck? Wonder if this is the Lotus Field variation as well. So much control. Give me the mono greens. Give me the Rakdos mids, you know? I kind of want to attack for one. I just don't really know what they can play next turn that matters. They're not going to play lockdown. They can't, you know? Removal or whatever. They would probably just kill Skrull. You know, I'm going to attack for one. This is going to be a slow match, I think, chat. Opponent's playing extremely slow. Has to cast a spell, taking 2.5 minutes. I want to see what I get punished by. I think I'm going to get punished by nothing. Next turn, I'll hold it up, though, so they can't hit me with targeted removal, March of Otherworldly Light, or whatever. Bargain is struck. I see. No! I got fielded. At least I had a basic in my deck. But I can't Rafine anymore. So I guess I should have played the Aganjo. They would have just hit this instead, and then I'd be short black man also, right? All right, we're going to go Aganjo. I'll tackle both. And I might Takanuma. If they wrath me somehow, I'll definitely Takanuma. If they don't do anything, we'll see. 4-mana Legion Angel. Okay. Can't beat that one. All right, so we can make Thalia not be able to be blocked. That's probably the best way. Actually, I'll just play Shieldred and turn off Auto Yield. I'm just going to go ahead and pay 2, target this, give it pro white. I know it's not protection, but it can't be blocked by. I just want to get in damage since we're chipping in with Shield Red and stuff. It's more likely their interaction is sweeper based than spot removal based anyway. So Skrull just like not that good here. Much better against like Rakdos. It becomes a lightning rod. One has to be double queuing, maybe. All right, so that sucks. All right, I'm gonna concede. We got our blue source blown up. Very fun. We'll do Spell Pierces in. Sky Sovereign out. Maybe Herson. I think just chill like this though. Spell Pierce for Sky Sovereign. Core Memory Unlocked. Yeah. Bill and Mandy was a show that was like really popular on Cartoon Network. Like in a generation where I was not like the target audience. And that's fine or whatever, right? But it was like slightly too weird or whatever. I don't know. I watched a bunch of episodes. You know, it was just on. I just watched it, but I was clearly not like the target audience. I fucking hated Billy, but I think that was kind of the point. Like he's just a big dum dum or whatever, right? Discard Hallowed Found here. Play old Moxie. Anyway, there was an age in my life where watching cartoons was no longer like cool, and so I couldn't like talk to people about watching cartoons or whatever. That was a great draw. No. I was just bang them both. Can't quite Takanuma this turn, but we can maybe we can maybe Takanuma Greasefang next turn if they tap out. Man. I don't really want to play either of these lands, and I need to, I guess, wait a turn. Now they cost 3 to channel. I just don't think my Greasefang is going to resolve if I go for it that way. Okay. All right, so we can Takanuma or Otawara depending on what they do. If they hold up a bunch of mana, we'll Otawara. If they... I'll just go for a Greasefang, whatever. Maybe I could have gone for both since I get all this back. I'm just going to wait. I don't want to like play into their counterspell. I want to like maybe Otawara bounce lockdown. Use Skrelv to protect it from removal. This does let him Wandering Emperor and Deluge though, which sucks. Shark Typhoon's not that big of a deal though. Getting lag clicks. We let our hair grow long. All right, so at least we can halfway play around make disappear. Salutes. I'm gonna probably discard Rafine, maybe a land here. Oh wow. What a hit, huh? Thought sees you. Alright, 2 absorbs and 2 make disappears. Can't believe they just have it rolled up. Protected through double Thoughtseize is disgusting. Lockdown and Lyra? I mean, if we don't take absorb on the first one, they're gonna absorb the second one. Right? Now if they lock down and we draw a land, we can play around the make disappear. Take the 2. Untapped land would be dope. Kind of expect them to just play Lyra. Lyra's pretty bad for me. Untapped land was GG. Now we lose. I'm just gonna concede. We can't win anymore. Alright, let's go Thoughtseize, Thalia into Greasefang or whatever. Ooh. Maybe we take Swiss Spear. So play with fire is probably the take though, right? We'll just get hit by the Swiss Spear a little bit. Next time I play Thalia, it makes Reckless Impulse a lot harder to do. And then we'll eventually get Shieldred down and they probably won't be able to take it out. But this hand is pretty good against them. Nice, we drew the land. Oh, I should have played the Mox first. That was a big punt. I gotta get used to playing the Mox before I play Thalia. I haven't played enough of this type of deck. It's just like, to me, it's a land is free or whatever, but that's just not true. When I played in other formats. All right, so let's attack, and if they double block, great. If not, also great. Now we'll play a 4-3. We're pretty low on life, but their deck doesn't really win that away. So next turn we'll go Shieldred. Top 2 is just spinning your wheels. Thalia's no G. I mean, this hand is just really good against their deck because Thalia is good against their deck, and we have a couple ways to attack and challenge them or whatever. All right, so now we'll just play Shieldred, and then that should be really tough for them to beat. Even if they play this Reckless Impulse from exile, right? It's like their whole turn. No, they can't. They can play like a 1-mana creature, and then this can add mana, and maybe they can bust through it then. I'll attack with these 2. If they want to trade Seamkin for this, the Thalia should mostly lock them out of the game along with the Shieldred. The Seamkin can maybe pull them out of the bind of the Thalia next turn, but a trade here is game over for them, I think. We could have maybe held back this so that next turn Rona can do it, but I'm actually much happier with my position in this spot. Because the Steamkin is like the one thing that can maybe get him out from underneath the Thalia. All right, we'll bring in the Fatal Pushes, Sky Sovereign. We can cut Valentine. I don't mind cutting Thoughtseize, actually. We are on the draw, so maybe just having more of that type of thing is good. I don't think Urza's Ruinous Blast is that great, but maybe it's worth. It just lets us blow them up if they establish a big board. And we don't have like removal, so I'll give it a try. I want to see. I know it's there mostly for mono green, but I want to see if it's good against the Pia deck. All right, opponent's on 6. Hand is no white mana, but still pretty good. We're gonna keep. We have the old turn 2 Rona, turn 3 we can loot, maybe get lucky, have the Mox Ember to untap it. Turn on Fatal Push is great though. What's up, Kevin? How's it going? What is this thing? Don't you worry about it. Don't you worry your sweet little head there, Broham. Just like those anchors, one at a time. All right, I'm gonna play the Watery Grave untapped in case I just draw a bunch of lands in a row. Definitely want to play Rona next turn. But I kind of want to I just like holding the Takanumas and stuff for as long as I can. We'll save the Mox Saber for next turn so that we can get the extra loot. Need to hit the land drop. I think so. The standard version of this deck played like 28 lands, right? When they had like a bunch of the channel lands. I think that we should be doing something pretty similar. I think it's just a pretty easy cut to we could just add 2 lands to the deck and cut Valentin. I don't think Valentin does enough. Deck and Stone, my thing. Oh no. Land, please. Didn't draw it. Did not think they'd be able to kill with Deck and Stone. I guess I could have expected Chain to the Rocks though. Shout out to Apex Gaming, another sponsor of the channel. They put me up this weekend in Caldwell, Ohio, where we helped put on a great show. Very excited to be working with them more in the near future. Go for Rafine, and then we can play Skrelv or Fatal Push. I think I'm gonna go ahead and play Skrelv. There's no reason to go for Greasefang because they just have Tormod script sitting. So if they attack with Kumana, we can block with Rafine. I don't really mind if they shock. It takes 2 mana to shock and kill it. We can still play Shielder next turn if they do that and they're not playing Giganta. Is land drop not enough lands? I mean, yes, but unironically. Like we have 25 lands and 8 of them are channel lands, and all the standard decks played 28 lands and Mox Ambers or whatever. So I think that's just the truth. All right, so now we'll just go Greasefang plus push on the Pia. And Greasefang won't get off with Tormod's Crypt anytime soon, but that's okay. Black, white, 1. Greasefang. Push this thing. The last card's Gigantha. We're at 9. We still got plenty of time. Shieldred can trade for Gigantha, and we can cast it next turn if they go land plus Gigantha. I guess I'll keep. I'm very interested in doing Lorcana stuff. But I don't think people will have product by then. All right, here's the mono green. This might be the real test. All right, let's go ahead and play the Takanuma. It's unlikely we'll need it. Next time we'll go Rafine, and then the turn after we'll go Greasefang. This should be nice for stopping Kiora and the 2 mana Wolfwell Haven. Vegas and CubeCon. Vegas and CubeCon sounds sweet. 3 mana Wolfwillow, that's fine. Turn off auto yield. I'd already hit F6. Now we can play the Scroll post combat. Next time we'll Greasefang plus Sky Sovereign. Just blow up their position. Smash their elves. Hit them for a bunch. Maybe kill Planeswalker. They can go land Karn. Take down. Go get Tormod's Crypt, I guess. But it costs 1 to play. Alright, Elf's fine. What you got now? 3-drop thingy. It doesn't matter. All my stuff flies. Old Growth Troll. You got it, dude. We go white, black, black, Greasefang. We'll go, you get protection from green. Hexproof from green, rather. Pop an elf. Screw it up. Bang, bang, bang. I'll have flying or hexproof. Kill the other elf. Roll Rafine onto the Rafine. We'll just discard all spells. Do extra damage. I'm just like not afraid of anything thanks to my position. Like their deck is just like ill-equipped to do anything against this start from us. Chat, make sure to check out our podcasts. The Lost Boys, now on YouTube, as well as podcasts everywhere. If you're interested in the game, even as a cursory thing, make sure to check us out. Me and Bomac Courier, we're really excited about it. Thank you so much for checking us out. All right, Valentin can come out. I don't think Scroll is necessary. The Sky Sovereign's solid. Couple Fatal Pushes or Spell Pierce is probably okay. I'm going to mulligan this one, I think. I guess if I just draw a black source, it's pretty good. I could definitely do better, I think, but if we draw the black source, the Rafine will help us get to our 5s. And I want to see if there's a Ruinous Blast. It's just like the bee's knees, or if it's just like way too slow. Right, come on, black source. Bouncing a nip old growth troll. Yeah. It's like so expensive. And we just like don't have good target removal. I just don't think it's worth. God, get this off of my side of the table, man. Put it over here somewhere. Get it off my land. As they found Cavalier of Thorns, which they can definitely cast next turn with any land drop. We don't have a 3rd land yet. We're probably dead. But this is being on the draw against mono green. This is the difference. We were on the play last game. They went elf. We had turn 2 Thalia. We don't even have black mana here. We have to get lucky to draw black mana, and then we have to get lucky again. All right, we found it, so we might have a chance. We'll go Rafine. Guess we'll just chill. Maybe I should have played Greasefang, but we don't have like preemptive looters. Attacking with Athalia into the Cavalier seems kind of dog shit. Maybe it'll be good to do that next turn to get it off the table so we can curve into Urza's. All right, Storm the Festival through the Thalia. This is their turn 4. All right, tit for tat. We had a pretty good turn 4 last game. So they're going to be able to attack and transform this into the 4/3 backside. But they decide not to attack to hold back the Rafine. All right, let's attack with both. We'll buff the Rafine for 2 so it won't die to the Cavalier. I guess they can double block it. I'm hoping that they just block this. If they double block this, that's awkward. But I guess now we can just play Shieldred. Yeah, Landmark's Blast would be good, but just eat the Thalia, you know you wanna. Eat the Thalia, you know you wanna. Alright, well, super lucky for me that they blocked how they did, and next turn we can Greasefang them. Let's just go ahead and Urza's Ruinous blast them out of the game. Since it does exile everything. Leave their Plukernos though. That's awkward. But exiling the Cavalier is a big deal. The Elf, the 2 invasions, the Wolf Willow. We're still at 19. Greasefang plus Parhelion next turn is going to be pretty decent. We can even attack with Rafine as well. Get a bunch of extra connives. Well, Karn the Great Crater means that we can't Greasefang, but I guess we could Sky Sovereign instead. I guess we could maybe Greasefang pre-combat, deal 3 to the Plukernos, and then attack Rafina at Karn, and if they block it dies, I guess we could just kill Karn with it. Oh, they went got Tormod's Crypt, so now they get to eat the graveyard. It's fair, I guess. Maybe we should have waited 1 turn on the Ruinous Blast. Just played Shieldred instead. I was just afraid of dying to Nykthos on the turn after. Alright, we'll just play the Shieldred. We'll attack. Let's pitch Rafine Redundant. We can't Sky Sovereign this turn because of the Karn. Next turn, this will be able to punch through a little bit. If they let the Karn die, I'll play Sky Sovereign. I feel like they should be blocking here. I don't really have a lot of ways to buff. I don't know what they're really afraid of, if I'm being honest. Bolt the Iron Dum Dum. So they have Tormod's Crypt for my graveyard, and this costs 5, and this is locked down. Just so y'all know. Next turn, we can attack with both. The Rafine will get up to a 5. We'll just pitch like Greasefang or the extra Shieldred. Life is good. Check out our new podcast on Disney's Lorcana. Singing Before They Crypt to do that? Before they Crypt? What do you mean? If we play Greasefang, they force the Crypt. And they pop it. And then I play Greasefang instead of Shieldred for the turn, which is really bad. I guess then I get to attack with their Fiend and discard Sky Sovereign, and then I can bring it back next turn. Something like that. I don't know. Without Nykthos, this Karn's not super scary. My Sun Weak Zone's tough though. Okay, so they're gonna blow up the Shieldred. Alright, so now we'll go Akiba. We'll force the Tormod's Crypt pop because otherwise we'll get the Sky Sovereign back. Alright, let's go. I guess I'll just target Sky Sovereign, force their hands. If I target Parhelion, they don't have to do anything because it's locked down by the Karn, but this way they'll pop Crypts. That's fine. And now we'll go attack with Rafine. We'll discard the Sky Sovereign. Ooh, we have the Odoar active now too. Once the Karn's down, we'll have blue 1 for it. They played Forest before. anything. That's good news for me. 3, 4, 5, 6. They can't play Storm the Festival off my zone, weak zone, so they're still a little ways away from that. If they want to just activate Plukernos and transform it, that's fine. We'll bounce it. So they don't gain life. Next turn, we'll bring back Sky Sovereign, play Shield Red. Hey, Todd, I've been playing a lot of Lorcana, and I'm excited to listen to the first Lost Boys episode. Thanks, helping. All right, so they can not cast the Sky Sovereign here because... Oh, they can because of this thing. Dang. All right, so they go target here. We'll go maybe bounce our own Greasefang. Nope, can't. Lockdown from the Mox with the Karn. I missed it. All right, let's attack. I want to attack Karn, I think, again. They want to trade Pelucranos. I think that's okay. Discard a land. This is a 6/5, so it's not really doing much. They want to... I guess they can through block. They can't double block, though. Really want to come kick it with you. All right. Karn stays alive. Let's play Shield Red. Play Seachrome Coast tap so we can play Sky Sovereign from hand. And then, yeah. I don't know. This is a tough game. It's been a tough game anyway. So they got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they can go get Cityscape Leveler here and use it to blow up the Shield Red. Maybe I should have just... I guess I could have just played Otawara and then hit this with Sky Sovereign. Maybe that was better than playing Shield Red. Because they have access to Cityscape now, and that thing's just like kind of hard to beat. Portal? No, you win. Rough. All right, we'll be on the plate. Messed up a couple times, I think. Keep this one. Got turn 1 Thoughtseize. We'll put back... We got the turn 3 Greasefang locked up if we just... Oh, man. I guess we just try to draw the land. So we got a couple looks. I guess we could have put back Thoughtseize. They're on a mold of 5, though. Putting back Thoughtseize is probably safest. But I thought there's a good chance we just find the land off with draws and Rona. And Rona we need Rona to put Parhelion in. I don't really want... I guess I could have put Rona back, Thoughtseize myself on 1, but I would much rather go Rona 2 instead. Maybe just put back Thoughtseize. Right, we'll just slow him down a lot, take the elf from him. Thoughtseize yourself? I mean, you could do that, but I didn't want to. All right, so we have Greasefang locked up next turn. Attacking for a bunch. Punishing the green deck for being the green deck. All right, here comes Wolf Willow. There was the lag spike, dude. Are you kidding me? God damn it, dude. That's so annoying. I just hit F6 an extra time because there was a huge lag spike. All right. Still probably fine, but it's like one of my least favorite things about Magic Online, playing online Magic in general. It's just sometimes something happens that just would never happen in real life. And it's just like incredibly frustrating or whatever. But like obviously I know how the program works. I've used it most days since I was 18 years old or whatever, 19 years old, maybe younger actually. And I don't know. Just get clucked, I guess. All right, salute away the Parhelion. All right, we'll hit them for 13. Let's see if they can combo kill me next turn through the Thalia. If they do, we'll just chalk it up to misclick loss. We should have hit them for 13 last turn, and they should be dead this turn. But I don't know. Shit happens. Hope we don't die. Now they get to go Kiora, but they cost 4, so they need another land to untap it. And then they're just like out of juice. So I think they're just dead no matter what. Karn doesn't do enough. We got the Angels to attack for 8. I will keep this. We got the old turn 1 Scroll. We don't have a turn 2, but we got Rafine. We got Shieldred curving out. Could be good. Ooh, Bobby thinks the tortoise is good. All right. Ooh, Fanatical Firebrand. You gonna kill it? Sure, sure. All right. Your go. So we're playing against what is probably a Tarka red. The Rafine and the Shieldred should be pretty decent. The Mana Confluence, not so much. Oh, Devotion instead? Interesting. Huh. Battlecry Goblin? Okay, so it's just goblins. All right, that was a good draw just because now we have the ability to curve out. Oh, we need blue. Well, maybe they'll ban something in mono green at some point, right? Maybe. Maybe. So we'll play Shieldred, we'll attack, we'll loot 1, gain 2. We'll start punishing them in the air and punishing them on the ground and their draw step. Runbelt Hordemaster. Cacophony Scamp. Very scary. Next turn, they're threatening a lot of damage, but hopefully Shieldred can stifle some of it. Let's play the Odawara. I think there's a part of me that wanted to float with Takanuma and play another Takanuma instead of what I did. Gain some life. Mostly because the Odawara bounce could save my life in a turn or two, whereas the Takanuma is unlikely to do much. I guess next turn we can go Rona, Takanuma for 1. Look at the top couple. Maybe play the Skrelv. Maybe if we draw land, we can play a 2-drop like Thalia. What did the Goblins deck decide to play bad lands? I think you'd be really surprised how good Nykthos can be in the Goblins deck. Especially when they have Battlecry Goblin and the 1/2 or whatever that puts a thing on top. All right, so this is going to be 3. I guess I'll just block here. They can pump it once. Doesn't quite kill it. The Scamp can sacrifice itself. Oh, everything gets first strike, so they can kill it. Shit. I guess it didn't matter. No matter what I blocked, I was getting punked. I blocked the most damage, I guess. So am I dead? I think I'm dead. Need to draw Parhelion, or we need to draw Greasefang. The old Legion Lolas is killing me. There's only 3 red. If they attack with everything and activate Battlecry Goblin, I think I might be dead. So it'd be 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. If they pump first and attack, I think they're 1 short. If they can play something and then activate Battlecry and give it haste, then I'm dead as well. Maybe I wasn't supposed to block last turn? I feel like I have to block. Squee from Exile. Yeah, this ain't lethal though. See how they attack. I'm pretty sure this isn't lethal. I haven't counted yet though. They get 1 extra token, 2 extra tokens. I guess so. Okay, so we block here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It is lethal. Dang. The extra token from the squee got me. Blasties coming in. Sky Sovereign coming in. Fatal Push. Skrelv relevant. Valentina relevant. Be on the play here for game number 2 against Goblins. Pretty weak hand. We're going to take a mulligan. Another one we got to throw back. Only 1 land. Sand seems fine. We'll put back a Parhelion and a Thoughtseize. Maybe we could have cut some Thoughtseizes. Maybe that would have been better. We'll probably run on 2 instead of Thalia. Thalia is like okay because that's first strike, but they don't have many non-creatures. Isn't silence on their upkeep good? Talking about goblins? I mean to silence goblins? Every time people suggest stuff to me when I'm playing, I just if it gives me job security. It really like makes me feel at home, you know. This mulligan to 5 though, not looking so good. All right, Skirk Prospector. They're gonna shoot my Thalia. Play Snoop. Snoop Do double P. Very cool. I will play the Greasefang. Next turn we can Thoughtseize our own Parhelion. If they can pump the Fireblade Charger though, they might be able to do some serious damage to us. Mountain on top, it's good news for us. No scary Snoop stuff. Hey Todd, I haven't actually read any rules for Lacana yet. How complex is it? Trying to get my non-card gamer Disney girlfriend to come to learn to play this weekend. BLJ, I think you'll be surprised at how easy it is to learn. And also thrilled at how advanced that you can be in the engine. But it's a very simple engine, but there's a lot to work with. Highly recommend it. I'm gonna be doing a ton of work on the game. All right, conceal courtyard taps, not a big deal. We'll go black. Thoughtseize ourselves. All right, Greasefang brings back the Parhelion. We attack for 13, and we have 2/4/4 blockers. And then next turn we can't quite do it all again unless we find some way to discard. But we are threatening lethal. If they're not attacking me for lethal, I'm just not going to block because we're going to put them to 7 and 2 angel hits gets them. All right, another Cacophony Scamp. So if they play Battlecry Goblins, they can pump everything, attack for a bunch, and then they sack Fireblade, sack Scamp, and deal 4. Let's see. All right, so 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I got a block. We'll just shatter their position. Should have maybe blocked Skirt Prospector because the Fireblade Charger needs to be sacked with it. Whereas the Cacophony Scamp can just trigger after damage. I can't not block because then these two just kill me. I was 15. So we'll block here. They can, I guess, sack 2 and pump here. Yeah, that's probably not great for me. So we'll sack Wily Goblin, sack here, trade with these two. And then we'll take 3, 6, 9. Oddly, I like the Lions' Goblin deck gets more line options than Goblins of the passive fields. Yeah, Skirk Prospector plus these 1 mana things that you can sack are kind of cool. I don't think that these are that good without Skirk Prospector, but they're certainly pretty cool with Skirk Prospector. I'm a huge fan of Battlecry Goblin. I think Battlecry Goblin is excellent. All right, so this is gonna kill the Greasefang, so we're in a shitload of trouble now. Hopefully, we draw something like Shieldred, and then we can maybe come back. They're gonna just sack to deal me 3. Interesting. Okay, so next turn they can activate Den for lethal if we don't draw anything. GG. All right, we went 3 and 2. So this deck could probably use a little work, but I really like the bare bones of it. I think that Skrelv into a nice 2-drop into Rafine or Greasefang is pretty sweet. I think that the free kills you get with like Rona looting a Parhelion early into Greasefang on 3 are nice. I don't love how few discard outlets we have, and because of that, I'll probably recommend maybe just like trimming or cutting the Sky Sovereigns maybe down to 1, maybe even for a third Shield Dread. But I think the big thing that we need to do is that we need to recognize that our lands have a lot of value outside of just being lands. And we need to play more so that we can use these lands along with our cheap legends to channel and become spells when we draw too many of them later in the game. I don't think Valentine Dean of the Vein is worthwhile. I would just cut this, even though it turns on Mox Amber. I would just cut these two straight up for 2 more lands. And then I would probably cut a Sky Sovereign for a Shield Dread. In the sideboard, 3 Urza's Ruinous Blast seems pretty sweet against mono green. The Lavinias are interesting against Lotus Field, but ultimately I don't think that they're good enough. The third Sky Sovereign, probably unnecessary. Silence, kind of bad. Spell Pierce is okay. I probably don't want Fatal Push. I probably just want to lean into Raven Feeblement for Greasefang Mirrors and Mono White. The Mono Red decks are okay, but like not really that big of a problem. And they're not that tough for our deck to beat most of the time because they're trying to play longer games to beat Rakdos mid. Like the Boros Pia deck, for example, is trying to play a longer game to beat Rakdos, Sacrifice and Rakdos mid range, and that actually just like plays into our game plan pretty well because they're just not fast enough. And yeah, so I would probably do those changes, but that's gonna do it for the Esper Greasefang Combo Legends deck. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button on your way out. Shout out to Apex Gaming and Brainstorm Brewery for being sponsors of the channel. And we'll see you next time. I'm Tandy. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube. See you later.